Hello everyone and welcome to another LEGO Star Wars review. Today we're going to take a look at some sets from the summer 2015 range of LEGO Star Wars products, and in this review we're going to take a look at a really awesome set which comes to us direct from Star Wars Episode 6 Return of the Jedi. Now I really like this set and I think you guys will too. Not only does it capture a crucial moment from Return of the Jedi, but it is a fantastically designed set. Really well put together, really nicely designed, and not only does it serve as a playset for kids and big kids to play with, but it acts as a really nice display piece as well. So there are so many elements here for everybody, and I'm absolutely stoked to finally have this one in my collection. Before I jump into the review, as always I want to give a huge thanks to the guys over at Norton & Co and the LEGO Group, who as always were kind enough to supply this set for a review. And the set itself is of course none other than this one. Set number 75093, the Death Star Final Duel. As I said, this does capture the crucial moment in Return of the Jedi in which Luke finally confronts Darth Vader and the Emperor, and all chaos ensues. And let me tell you, this set really does capture that moment nicely. This one currently retails for $69.99. and it consists of 724 pieces. So as always, not only is it a nice substantial build, but the price per brick ratio is on point as well. So nothing to complain about with this set. The final product looks absolutely awesome, and the minifigure selection is not to be sniffed at either, because there are some real highlights in this set that I'll get onto in just a little bit, but you can see a few of them just there in the bottom corner. Now this is of course the box that the set comes in, and you've got some really nice artwork captured on the front there. On the reverse side we've got some still images which capture some of the features that this set has, as well as some action shots as well. Now as always, if you want to add this particular set to your own collection, be sure to do so via the link in the video description. This is a fantastic set right off the bat, and before I even jump into the review, I really want to recommend this one to you. If you're a fan of the original trilogy, this is a set that you really have to have in your collection. So let's talk about why that is, and we'll kick things off by taking a look at the minifigures first. And what we'll do in this review is we'll go from least exciting to the real main event of the minifigure selection in this set. And first up, we do of course have a couple of these guys. These are the Emperor's Royal Guards, and you will probably recognise these particular figures from the Death Star Troopers Battle Pack that was released back in 2014. These figures were also later repainted for the Shadow Trooper Battle Pack that I gave you a look at a few months ago, and they are really nice figures. They're not the most exciting of the figures included in this set, but they certainly do the job well, and they capture the look and feel of the Royal Guards really nicely. They don't really do much or feature much, but once you get these guys set up within the playset itself, they really do look the part. As I said, you do get a couple of these guys in the set, and they do look very nice. One thing that I do like about these guys is the helmets, which look fantastic. The visor is hollow, and underneath is just a plain black LEGO minifigure head, so there's nothing exciting going on under there. Very minimal printing on the torso, but one thing I really do like about this one is the sort of double shade in the cape. You'll notice you've got the soft goods cape in place there, and on the inside of the cape itself you've got this rather dull and matte red, and then on the reverse side, I'm not sure how well it will show up on camera, but there's a very nice bright and vibrant red colour, so it really does capture all that minor detail from the outfit as seen in the movie. So I really do like that. Really cool figure and nice feature. So I'll show you these guys set up in the playset itself later on in the video, but before we do that, let's take a look at the next minifigure in this lineup, and that is of course none other than this guy, Luke Skywalker. This version of Luke is obviously taken from Return of the Jedi, in which Luke wears the now famous black Jedi robes, or Jedi attire. It's not so much a robe. And there's some really cool printed detail on this figure. What I really like about this one is the fact that on the belt you've got little details such as the buckle, and even the hook in which the lightsaber would clip onto. So that's a really nice added touch. Accessory wise, this guy is quite heavy. We've got the trademark green bladed lightsaber, and also a pair of handcuffs or binders, which obviously the Empire use to restrain Luke prior to his meeting with the Emperor himself. Now the figure itself does feature a double print on the head. As you'll see on one side we've got a rather nice pleasant smirk, and then if we flip the hair around and take a look at the back of the figure, we have a much more stern and concerned expression printed there, which looks really cool. And as you'll see, those Jedi tunic prints do continue on the reverse side of the torso. So a really nice figure, obviously crucial to the set, and like with the Royal Guards, I'll give you a look at this guy in action later on in the video. That brings us to our next minifigure, which is of course none other than the Dark Lord himself, Emperor Palpatine, or Darth Sidious. Now this is a figure that I really like and I'm really happy to have my hands on, because this actually marks the first time that I've owned a Lego version of the Emperor. So I'm really happy to have this guy in the collection, and I think Lego have done a fantastic job on executing this particular figure. Not only does the head look absolutely phenomenal with those really menacing prints, but you've got some Force lightning included as well, and also the lightsaber which Darth Sidious, or the Emperor, uses in the prequel trilogy. Now obviously we don't see him use this in Return of the Jedi, but for the purposes of creating some of your own battles, then it's a crucial accessory to have. You've also got some of those robe printing there on the torso, and the print on the head is reversible. So if we flip the hood around and take a look at the back of the figure, we've got a more neutral and rather menacingly calm expression printed on the back. Now we do get two pieces of Force lightning with this guy, but to give you a look at both the accessories, obviously I've just got one in place at the moment, and like with the other figures that I've shown you, we'll take a look at this guy seated within the playset in just a little bit. So that's Palps. Next up we have the real highlight of the set in my opinion, and that is none other than this guy, Darth Vader, which is actually a brand new minifigure and one that I'm really impressed with. Now you may remember going back to my review on the Imperial Star Destroyer from 2014, I did say that it is about time that we saw an updated helmet on these Darth Vader minifigures. Well, lo and behold, the next set to be released, which features Darth Vader, did indeed feature that updated helmet, so I'm really happy about that. And I must admit, I think Lego have done a terrific job with the helmet itself. It does lose a little bit of that Lego feel, as this is much more screen accurate to how Vader appears in the film, but I really like it and it just really works and looks phenomenal. So major points in that respect. Now what I really like about the helmet is the fact that it's actually a two-piece, so you can pop off the helmet itself, and not only do we get Anakin Skywalker's charred and crispy face underneath, but we've also got the neck brace as well, which holds the helmet in place. So really top-notch quality on the design of this minifigure. And again, going back to the printing on the head, you've got the scar tissue there just under the eyes, and on the reverse side you've got even more battle damage from that fateful duel in Revenge of the Sith. The rest of the figure is just your typical Darth Vader minifigure, so you've got the chest armour and apparatus there printed on the torso, and the robes printed on the legs. Obviously soft goods cape included, and a lightsaber as well. But again, the real highlight is of course that helmet, which really looks phenomenal, and I'm really impressed with that. So if you're not interested in picking up the whole set, then this is surely a real highlight that even if you're not interested in the set, you should pick it up for this figure alone. So that's going to do it for the minifigure selection in this set. And as I said, I'll give you a look at all these guys in action in the playset itself in just a little bit. But before we do that, let me give you a look at the playset itself, which, as I said, does of course depict the Emperor's throne room from the second Death Star. Now, as I mentioned at the beginning of the review, what I really like about this thing is it doubles as not only a fantastic toy, but a really nice display piece as well. As you can see, it does capture all the relevant details from the Emperor's throne room as seen in the movie, and you've also got a ton of play features incorporated into this one as well. So really top-notch marks for this one. You know, if I had to give it a rating out of 10, it'd get an 11. And it's just an awesome set, really well put together, really nicely designed, and as I mentioned, highly recommended. So I'm going to give you a look at the features that this one comes in, or comes with now. And first and foremost, we do of course have an opening entranceway. Now it may interest you to know that this particular entrance and walkway is in fact a recycled piece from, I believe, the Chancellor's Office set from 2012. Not only are the doors obviously a little bit more Coruscant looking, rather than looking like they belong on the Death Star, but the walkway also extends very similar to that set from 2012. So, you know, take it as it is. I'll not say it's a lazy decision on Lego's part, but it does the job nicely. Although I would personally have preferred to have seen a rather Death Star unique doorway incorporated into the set. But as you can see, the doors themselves do open up via a couple of levers on either side of the door. You can do that and then get a decent look inside the playset itself, looking up to the Emperor's throne. Now the walkway itself does actually extend, obviously, to open up the playset itself, and to do this you just need to unclip these side platforms just there, which come apart like so. And this is the part of the review where you'll have to bear with me, because these things will probably swing out and try and attack the camera. But once you unclip those side panels, the walkway can extend like so. This obviously gives you a lot more room to play with and more area there for you to display your minifigures. Now there's actually a hidden feature in the walkway itself, and that is this sort of plank area just here, which you can press up, and obviously if you've got a minifigure in place there, it'll launch the figure up into the air. So for the purposes of demonstrating that, I'm going to take Luke Skywalker here and just stand him on that platform, or not. He's had a little bit too much to drink. Try again, second time lucky. Get Luke to stand up there. You just press the lever down and Luke goes flying into battle against the forces of the dark side. And then obviously you can then retract that platform back into place and compress the playset itself. As you can see, we also have some really cool play features on the sides of the throne room itself. You've got this gangway section, which obviously depicts that famous scene in the movie where Luke stands on that platform and Vader throws his lightsaber at it and Luke falls down. Now this is a really cool and clever way of incorporating that design into the playset. Obviously you've got this Technic rod which just holds the gangway up so that you can then proceed to place Luke on top of it like so, push it away, and Luke falls down. It's very, very nice indeed. On the opposite side we have the Death Star chasm itself, which obviously depicts the area in the throne room where the Emperor is ultimately thrown to his demise by Darth Vader. And down that chasm you do have some stickered decals which just depict some of that detail down the shaft, which is really, really nice as well. Also included on the staircase just here is an exploding feature, which once again you can take Luke. He's a glutton for punishment in this review. And you can then proceed to place Luke on the staircase there, as you'll see. And just at the side of the stairs there's actually a lever which you just press down and the staircase itself explodes, which is, you know, it's a little bit of a gimmick, but it works really well. And once the stairs are replaced, you know, it doesn't take away from the overall aesthetic of the set either, so no danger there. And again, just to give you one more look at that, just press the lever down and the staircase explodes. So very, very cool features on this one. Plenty of battle opportunities. And again, really nicely incorporated into the set itself. Now, also included in the throne room display, if I just close up these panels for you, is you will notice just at the back of the throne room we have this lever which you can push up, and just behind the Emperor's throne there is a lightsaber. Now you can obviously place Luke's lightsaber in there to recreate the scene in which Luke grabs the lightsaber using the Force from the Emperor's hand, or alternatively you can place the Emperor's lightsaber in there and create your own battles with this. But basically all you do is just flick that switch at the back and the lightsaber pops up like so, which is a really nice hidden feature, and again adds to the overall playability of the set itself. And then the final feature, of course, is tucked away at the top of the throne room, and it is, of course, the Emperor's throne, which is on a swivel, so you can have him looking out of the window. And if we take the Emperor and seat him in his throne, we'll take a zoom in on this guy just to see how menacing he really looks. So I really do love that feature, and obviously then you can take Darth Vader and stand him just at the side of his master, ready to take on Luke and try and convert him to the dark side. So plenty going on in this set, I'm sure you'll agree. And yeah, as I mentioned, there's something here for everybody. You know, if you want to display this as a display piece, you can do that. Or alternatively, if you are a kid or a big kid, there's plenty to play with as well. So a highly recommended set all around. Can't say enough good things about it. And again, if you want to pick this set up for yourself, be sure to do so via the link in the video description. Not only do we have a fantastic minifigure selection, but the overall set is a terrific addition as well. So there is so much going on with this one, and if I don't stop now, I'm just going to be praising it forever. So I hope you enjoyed having a look at it. Once again, this is set number 75093, the Death Star Final Duel from the summer 2015 range. So that's going to do it for this review. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll be back with another set from Return of the Jedi next. So stay tuned for that, and until next time, as always, keep collecting, and may the Force be with you.